Hi everyone! Today I will be speaking to you about 4 things I wish I knew as a college student aspiring to go to law school. So the first thing that I wish I knew before going to law school is that my major did not matter, and it was of little significance of how I was going to perform in law school. So the popular opinion is that if you are aspiring to go to law school or aspiring to become an attorney, you should major in political science, history, and criminal justice. However, when I got to law school, I realized that was not the case at all. In fact, there were a lot of diversity in terms of the majors that my classmates and my friends had in college. And so some of the majors that my law school classmates had, we had art history majors, we had engineers, we had people who majored in biology, and even finance. And what I found is that those individuals who majored in, other majors other than political science, the history, and the criminal justice, they had leverage in terms of some of the experiences that they were able to have while in law school. So some of the internships that they had because of their major in college. For example, I know individuals who were able to leverage their engineering major, their biology major in order to go into intellectual property law. And so really, truly, your major in college does not matter. It does not necessarily prepare you for law school. Law school is a whole different ball game, and all of the training and the skills that you will need in order to become a successful attorney, you develop those skills in law school. In retrospect, I wish that I didn't just go with what I thought was necessary, which was like to be a political science major, but instead followed my passion. And so that would be the first thing that I wish I knew as a college student aspiring to go to law school, is that I didn't have to go with the popular opinion of being a political science major. Second thing that I wish that I did, or that I wish that I knew to do as a college student aspiring to go to law school, is to really take the time to do my research on what exactly does it mean to be an attorney. What does that role entail? I did have a mentor who was an attorney, and I even did an internship in the prosecutor's office in the town where I went to college. However, I still felt like I didn't know enough. And so a lot of things in law school caught me by surprise, and even a lot of things now as an attorney is still catching me by surprise. And so I think that that is the case for a lot of individuals. We look at what TV shows us that it means to be an attorney, or we go by just our own perception of what it means to be an attorney, and do not take the time to do our research. And so what that does is that it creates false expectations of what that lifestyle entails. And a lot of people think like becoming an attorney means that you will be in court all day and you will be objecting all the time, like the TV shows show you. And if you are a prosecutor or a defense attorney, that is likely the case. However, attorney, there's different areas of law in which you can practice that does not entail, being in a courtroom at all, actually. I know individuals who have been practicing for, I would say, even 10 years, and they've never stepped foot in a courtroom. And so a lot of those individuals are transactional attorneys. And so I just think that a lot of people should take their time to do the research to make sure you understand the sort of lifestyle that you will be pursuing as an attorney, what you will be dedicating the rest of your life to. And doing your research not only will help you to be prepared for the lifestyle, but it will also help you to be more successful in law school. Law school is not for the faint of heart. It is very challenging, and it takes a lot of grit. It takes a lot of dedication, and it takes a lot of faith as well. And so you need to know your why. You need to understand fully your why before you decide to jump headfirst into law school. Because if you don't have the why, if you don't have a clear understanding of what you are committing to, it will be very difficult for you to make it through. And if you make it through, you will be scarred. There will be scars. And so that's why I wish that, I knew to take the time to do more informational interviews. I took the time to shadow different attorneys. I took the time to research what exactly am I getting myself into, or that I took the time to get more legal experiences would be the second lesson that I wish I knew and would definitely recommend to a current college student seeking to go to law school. The third thing that I wish I knew, please, my apologies if I am looking down. I do have some notes here and I don't want to miss anything. And so the third thing that I wish I knew as a college student aspiring to go to law school is that to take the time to develop good studying habits and to develop good reading comprehension skills. Now, I will say that being a political science major, I, in fact, developed good reading comprehension skills. There was a lot of reading, particularly as a global politics major. However, I don't think that I developed good studying skills. In law school, you have about 60 plus pages you're reading per class in a total of 3 classes, 2 classes per day. And you need to be able to get those reading done, and not only be able to get those readings done, but you need to fully understand, comprehend the law, comprehend the issues that arose in the reading, and understand what was the takeaway. Enough so that when the professor calls you the next day in class, you're able to give comprehensive answers. And so for me, although I feel like I did have good reading comprehension skills, I think that I could have developed them a little more. And I certainly could have developed better studying skills. I did not have the capacity for the hours that it took in order for me to really study in law school. In college, I used to do papers the day before they were due. I would study for an exam maybe 2 to 3 days before. But in law school, that is not the case. You will not be able to do well, at least not your first year, if you do not have good studying skills, if you don't learn to really retain the information and build capacity to put in the hours that are needed in order for you to succeed as a law school student. And so that's the third thing that I would say that I wish I knew, is that, to be able to build the reading comprehension and good studying skills. The fourth thing that I would say that I wish I knew, and actually this is not something that I wish I knew, it's something that I'm glad that I did, is that I'm glad that after college, I adhered to my mentor's advice of taking about 2 years off in between college and law school. Now, I will say that if you do not feel like God is leading you to take time off between college and law school, then do not take it, because time and seasons are important. And sometimes if you miss the season of which God is calling you to do something, it can then become very difficult for you to accomplish that thing. But for me, after my mentor, advice that I take some time off, I did take some time off, and I think that was one of the best things that I was able to do. Between the time between college and law school, what I did is that I did a program abroad where I traveled and I went to teach abroad, and it was one of the best experiences that I ever had. What that experience did for me, where I left my parents at 21 years old and went to a completely different country, a completely different culture, it helped to broaden my perspective. It helped me to get out of my bubble and understand the world more. So when it came time for me to go to law school, I had a better understanding of who I was as an individual, and I was able to do, I think, much better because at that point I understood what I was there for, and I didn't feel the need to really focus on just the fact that like I was in law school and I was trying to get the law degree. Now, don't get me wrong, I will make a video of how challenging my first year of law school was, but I think that it put me taking the 2 years off really helped me a lot by helping me have a better perspective of understanding that there are bigger issues than my struggles in law school. And so these are the 4 things that I wish I knew as a college student aspiring to go to law school. Please comment down below and let me know if these tips were helpful for you. And also let me know that if you could relate, if you are a current attorney right now, if you are in law school right now, let me know if any of these points resonate with you. Do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more planned for you. Thank you so much for